I had to break my daughter's broken toy even more before I fixed it. But did I really? No, I probably didn't. But let's go back a few days to when my spouse comes to me and says, I have a broken bubble gun for our daughter's birthday tomorrow. And I go, aha, I can fix that. Or else she'll cry her little princess eyes out. So I took a look at my daughter's gun and looked at the port. But then I'm like, it's probably somewhere in the pump. Pump's probably broken. I noticed that the pump seemed to be moving liquid into the bottle instead of out, or air bubbles at least. So I decided I would take it apart, being a smart engineer, and reverse the pump direction that should fix it. Not to my surprise, it was a bigger effort than I was hoping for. It's not one of those opportunity costs where I could do it myself and it would have been cheaper. No, I could have gone to the store and call it a day. But I'm a selfish dad. Yeah, I'm selfish. I want to see my daughter happy because of my hard work. Cool part about toy manufacturers and designers is that they try to keep the number of parts to a minimum. They try to keep them simple, like here the plastic case was mostly attached to the front white piece. There was a couple of screws to help with the strength, but most of the work was done in the white piece. I get it open, and of course, the gears are plastic, and also, once I opened the pump box, all the gears moved out of place, and I didn't get to see where they went. I successfully, after so many tries, got the hose reversed so that the pump would operate. Lo and behold, when I put the pump back together, it didn't work. I tried testing it outside of the case, and the fan moved, but no bubbles. I opened it back up, and I got depressed. I snapped the gear in half, because I placed the gear upside down. This was preventing the fan motor gears from turning the pump motor gears. Nice going, Dad. Not only is this broken, it is something I can't easily fix. So I cried myself to sleep for 30 minutes, and when I woke up, an idea popped in my head. The gear is plastic. I melt plastic into specific shapes through a process called 3D printing all the time. But real quick, I wanted to talk about 3D printing technology. It is amazing how technology has advanced to allow us to print parts in-home, on demand, and fix things like door fridge guides on my refrigerator, or like my brother-in-law, who's a dentist, uses them to make molds of people's teeth for retainers, or print jaws with teeth, and practice root canal procedures. The 3D printing works is by rising the temperature of the metal end here to the point that the filament is like a liquid. Then, printer pushes out the material and places it on the surface. The fan next to it cools the material quickly to hold the shape of the material to improve dimensional accuracy, and eventually, after many lines, it creates something. Now back to the main storyline. But this part is a little too small for my 3D printer. I am an electrical engineer, so I have a soldering iron on hand. You melt it together, make sure you use proper ventilation. I made sure this time to put it back together the correct way. Does it work? Nope, it jams. The fan motor seized and the battery drains. So I try and eventually fixed it. And it worked. But the pump wasn't dispensing the bubbles out of the front end. So I decided to disconnect the pump hose from the bubble blower, and sure enough, the pump does work, but the liquid could not leave the port. So I found my wife's sewing needle, but don't tell her that, and unplugged the port. Sure enough, all I had to do was use the needle. Oh well, here I surprised my family. The next day, my daughter was thoroughly enjoying her bubble party, and I was the hero. Thanks for watching.